Thanks for joining this morning. Hips, knees, and feet in your tracks. Arms long. Breathe in right to the top of your nose. Fill up your lungs with air. Good, and exhale. Sink over that roller a little. Breathe in, let your breastbone rise. And then think of your shoulder blades and your hips just draping over the roller. Inhale, float your hands up and back over your head. Exhale to sweep them forward. Inhale to float them up and back. Exhale to sweep. Breathe in, float them up and back. Exhale to sweep. And can you do two more? And last one. Good. Now take your hands to the sky and reach your right arm up really high, and then let that shoulder blade sink back down. Reach your left arm up really high and let the shoulder blade drop down. Right arm goes up. Let the shoulder blade almost wrap over your roller. Left arm goes up, and then let that shoulder blade just about wrap down. Breathe in and exhale. One more. Breathe in and exhale, and then lower your hands and breathe in. Exhale, float one leg and then the other into tabletop position. Inhale to prepare. Exhale and reach your right leg forward, draw it in. Exhale, reach left and draw it in. Now as you reach, can you keep your upper neck and shoulders relaxed? Do 4. Exhale for 3. Exhale 2. Last one, draw those limbs back in, breathe in, exhale, lower one foot and lower the other. This time with the arms, we'll use the weights. Bend your elbows, send your weights up. Inhale, reach your right arm really high and then let the right shoulder blade kind of drape over the roller. Reach your left arm really high and then let the left shoulder blade kind of drape down. So then you have to set it back in neutral. So it goes up. It goes down and then back to neutral. Press up, sink down and back to neutral. One more like that on the right. Sink down and back to neutral. One more on the left. Sink, back to neutral. Now keep your hips and knees really square. Lift your right arm. Roll on to the left shoulder blade a little and then come center. Lift the left arm and rotate to the right, so the right shoulder blade really drapes over, and then come center. Lift the right arm and rotate left, and come center. So this is a little bit of a challenge for hips and knees to stay square to the ceiling. I just want you to do 4 more, and 3, 2, nice inhale as you rotate, feel that mobility through your mid back, come center. Nice, and now let your arms open to T and send them up. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Do 3 more. Use your chest here. Activate those pec muscles, good. Now slowly take your right arm back and your left arm forward and then switch. Exhale, switch, and switch, and switch. Good, do 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring those arms back up, bend your elbows, lower your weights. Place your hands down, roll your collarbones back, breathe in. Exhale, float one leg to tabletop and then the other. Really sink down between your hip bones, lengthen your spine, stretch your left leg forward and draw it in. Stretch your right leg forward, draw it in. Exhale to reach and pull. Exhale to reach and pull. Exhale, reach and pull. Let's do 5. Exhale, 4. Exhale, 3. Navel to your backbone. 2. Last one. Draw those limbs back in. Breathe in. Lower one foot, lower the other. Bend your elbows. Send both weights high. Breathe in here. Exhale, lengthen your core, pull your tummy muscles down and float just your right leg into tabletop position. And can you let those limbs, right arm, left leg, or right leg, left arm fall open and then draw them in. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. So take this out pretty far so you feel that work. Try to keep the supporting leg really still. Good. Can you do 3 more? And 2. Feel like you're pushing in against some resistance. Very nice. Lower your right foot. Nice. Now can you bring your weights back over your forehead? Okay, and bend your weights, or bend your elbows until your weights sort of graze the top of your forehead or almost the top of your head, and extend your elbows. Bend and extend. Breathe in and exhale. Turn your palms up and let your wrists flex a little. And can you feel for the muscles, the backs of your arms, and tighten them up for me? So you're squeezing those muscles. Do 5. Exhale, 4. You have to make them work. 3. Navel to your backbone. 2. Last one. Good. Now take your hands back a little further, but widen your arms and suction your arms into your shoulder sockets. And we're going to do that again with our elbows shoulder width apart, pointing to the ceiling. Bend your elbows so your weights go really low, and then extend. Bend, extend. Breathe in and exhale. Good. Knit your ribs. Pull your tummy muscles back. I want you to really fire up the backs of your arms here. So you should feel your triceps working for you. 5. Exhale, 4. Exhale, 3. Exhale, 2. Last one. Send those arms up. Breathe in. Let them open to T. Keep your hands in your peripheral vision. Good. Exhale, send them up. Breathe in, let them open. Exhale, send them up. 1 more. Now exhale, hold. Float just your left leg into tabletop position. Pulling up on that right inner thigh, let the right arm and the left leg fall out, and then draw them in. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. So the further out you take your arm, the less work it is for your core and your leg. So if you can keep that arm in a little closer, you'll actually have to work a little harder. Do 4 and 3 and 2. Good. Last one. Very nice. Lower the left foot, bend the elbows, and lower the knees. You know, lower your hands. I'm never laughing at you. I'm always laughing at my own little balance issues when we're doing that work. Okay, release the weights, but just place your palms on top of them. Shrug your shoulders up and then let them glide down. Shrug them up and let them glide down. 1 more. Try not to force your shoulders down here. Breathe in, float your hands up. Exhale, take them back to support your head. Weave your fingers together. Elbows are angled high but wide. And I really want you to think about the muscles across the back of your shoulder blades from armpit to armpit. Breathe in to nod your chin. Exhale, round your upper spine forward. So you're looking between your knees, and you're going to inhale and rotate left. Look back at the left elbow and come center. Rotate right and come center. Inhale and exhale. So we're always inhaling on the rotation. Exhale as you come center. Let's do 5 and 4, 3, exhale 2, last one. Good. Again, sink your tailbone, flatten out your tummy, breathe in, sink a little, exhale, curl up, sweep your arms forward. Now I want you to sweep your right hand up, your arm is going to come in line with your temple, and you're going to look to the right and then bring it back down. Left arm comes up, look to the left, and bring the arm back down. Inhale as you turn, exhale, come center. Inhale as you turn, exhale, come center. So turn your breastbone and your rib cage a little as that arm goes back over your head. Let's do 4 and 3 and 2. Last one, very nice. Roll your collarbones back, push your hands down into your weighted balls, and I want you to pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Now bring your hands back to support your head, and then release your curl back down to your roller. Nice job. Okay. Bring those feet back into your traps. Breathe in. Exhale, float one leg and then the other into table. Sink your tailbone, flatten out your tummy. You're going to take your left leg forward, pull it in. Take your right leg forward, pull it in. Press with that heel. Think of that heel to sits bone, stretching away. So there's a bungee cord connecting those two skeletal supports, and you're pressing it long. Do 4. Exhale for 3. Good. Exhale 2. Last one. Draw your limbs back in. Now breathe in. Exhale. Can you take both legs out and pull them in? Exhale, reach and pull them in. Exhale, scoop back between your hip bones. Do 4. Good. Exhale for 3. Exhale 2. Nice. Last one. Draw your limbs back in. Lower one foot, lower the other. So ready for your bridge now. Ankles are under your knees. Breathe in. Exhale. Tuck your tailbone under. Draw pubic bone to navel. Peel your spine away from your roller until your hips are high. Tilt your pelvis to the right. So you're going to feel work in the left glute. And I want you to kind of release the left glute and then push it up. Release it and push it up. So it's like we're doing that rotation, but focusing just on the right side, rotating to the right, but firing up left glute. 5. Exhale 4. Exhale 3. Try not to push into your back trap too much here. 2. Last one. Now level out your pelvis. Breathe in. Exhale. Think about getting a little longer and stronger. And hike your right hip and lower it down. Hike your right hip and lower it down. So use that right glute to help rotate to the left. You've got 4. Nice. And 3. Really feel for that right glute. 2. Last one. Nice work. Now tip right, tip left. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Breathe in. Exhale. Do 4. Nice. And 3. Really focus on switching the work from cheek to cheek. Good job. Come center. Breathe in, float your hands up. Exhale, take them long over your head. And now peel down out of your bridge, nice and long through your spine. Good. Slide your hands under your head. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl. Good. So we're in our little curl up, and I want you to think of giving your spine a little bit of traction in this position. And don't worry about being really high. Okay, just think more of length. And now bring your hands down and place them on your weighted balls. Make sure you're letting your shoulders be open, okay? And float your legs to table. Good. So we're using a little bit of backtrack here. Breathe in, stretch your left leg forward, pull it in. Stretch your right leg forward, pull it in. Maybe you can take those limbs a little lower while you're in the curl. 6. Exhale 5. Now let those leg bones be really easy in your hip sockets. Last 2. Last 1. Nice work. Breathe in. Exhale. Can you take both legs away and draw them in? If you're struggling with your neck support, take one hand back to support your head. Okay? It doesn't give you a lot of balance left, but do 4 more. Exhale for 3. Exhale, sink those front ribs towards your back ribs. Last one. Very nice. Draw your limbs back in. Lower one foot, then the other. Bring your hands up to support your head. Breathe in, and then release your curl back down to your roller. Nice work. Open your arms to T, palms to the sky. Breathe in. Good. Exhale. Let your shoulder blades drape. You might feel like your chest is kind of popping a little higher here because you're really open. Okay, and if it's too much stretch, slide your arms lower. Now, take them a little lower anyways, because I want you to open up through your upper traps. Okay, and turn your face to the left, look left, and then bring your face to the middle. Turn your face to the right, make sure you're looking down to the right. Really let the left shoulder blade be heavy. Bring your face to the middle. Turn your face back over to the left. Really let the right shoulder blade be heavy. Relax into that little release. Good, and we'll do one more time. Over to the right, letting that left shoulder really be heavy. Beautiful. Bring everything back to the middle. Shuffle your feet out to the edges of your mat. And let's roll from side to side here. Right shoulder blade, right hip, back to the middle. Left shoulder blade, left hip, back to the middle. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Now do 4 and 3, 2, last one. Gently come off your roller, but can you bring your roller into your hands? So you're gonna hold your roller end to end. Thumbs and pinkies kind of cradle it. And then send your roller up over your chest. So here I want you to rock onto your left shoulder blade, but keep your right hip heavy. Good, and then come center. And then rock onto your right shoulder blade, but keep your left hip heavy and come center. So breathe in as you turn, head, breastbone, rib cage. Drop the right hip back down and come center. Breathe in as you rotate to the right. Turn, good, and then drop that left hip heavier into the floor and then come center. Good job. So breathe in from here. On your exhale, float one leg and then the other into table. Sink your tailbone, flatten out your tummy, breathe in. Exhale, take your arms back and your legs forward and draw them in. If that doesn't feel great right now, alternate your legs, okay? Exhale to reach and pull. Exhale to reach and pull. Exhale, sink down between your hip bones. You've got 5. Exhale, 4. Nice. Exhale for 3. Exhale, 2. Good. Last one. Now, can you pull your limbs back in and then just let your roller rest behind you? And I want you to hug onto the backs of your thighs, but really sink your tailbone here. Flatten out your tummy and stretch your legs towards the ceiling. So you want to feel like your leg bones are really heavy in your hip sockets. Good, and let's let the left leg fall forward and pull the right knee. You can bend that right leg right in. So the left leg is hovered off the floor and you're pulling that right knee tight into your body. Good, and now we're going to switch. So you can just pull the left leg tight into your chest, reach your right leg forward. Good, this time kick your right leg up, hug it in, and send your left leg forward. Good, kick your left leg up, and then send your right leg forward. So you're really focusing on getting that knee rolled into your chest. Good job, bring both knees back into table, breathe in, exhale, extend them your toes towards the ceiling, and then open your arms to T. Good, so think of shoulder blades spreading out, hips kind of spreading out, deep lower belly sinking down, and inhale to rock your hips, knees, and feet to the right, keeping your left shoulder blade planted, and then exhale to ring out the air. Rock your hips, knees, and feet to the left, right shoulder planted, exhale to ring out the air. Inhale, and exhale, good, and inhale, and exhale, and let's do 4 more like that, and 3, good, and 2, last one, very nice. Bend your knees for me, bring your hands up to support your head. Breathe in, nod. Exhale to curl. Good. Inhale here. On your exhale, extend both legs to the ceiling. You're going to take your hands to your right leg. Let your left leg fall towards the floor. And then switch. Exhale to switch. Exhale to switch. So this is your straight leg pole. Can you keep your back neutral? And do 5. Exhale 4. Really flex those legs. 3. Exhale 2. Last one. Both legs go back to the ceiling. Bring your hands back to support your head. Bend your knees and then lower your toes and heels and release your curl. Nice work. Reach back and find your roller. Hopefully it hasn't rolled away on you. Okay, and we're going to roll up with our roller. Breathe in, float your arms, nod your chin towards your chest, look forward, and exhale to peel all the way up to sit tall. So we really fired up those hip flexors. So they could, if you're having trouble rolling up, good, breathe out, use your elbow there, Shirley, okay? So watch me for a second, Shirley. You might want to put your roller down, okay? So when you're rolling up, I never want your feet to fly up. So if you get to here and you feel like your feet are going to fly up, you're going to put your elbow down and use your elbow to come forward. Okay, when you're lifting your legs like that in the air, it's really hard on your lower back, or it can be. Okay, so let's roll back with the roller, slowly and with lots of control. Suction your navel to your backbone, scoop out your belly, peel all the way back down, arms go long. Breathe in, float your arms, nod your chin, look forward, and exhale hard. Good, use, that's better, you did it. Good, dive forward towards those toes. Stack your body back up, breathe in, exhale, suction your navel to your backbone, scoop out those lower belly muscles. Good. So you used a little lift under your back there, that's good. And come all the way back down, arms go long. Last one, breathe in, float your arms. Nod your chin, take your gaze forward and peel all the way up to sit tall. Nice, now I'd like you to bend your knees softly in front of you. Pinky and ring finger are tucked under your roller. Inhale, exhale, get really tall, really tall on your sits bones. Okay, and we're going to inhale and rotate, exhale to come center. So stay tall for this first little set of rotations. Okay, I know rotation, just seated tall, isn't necessarily a lot of work for some people, but it's an important movement. Good. Do 3 and 2. And last one. Now come center, breathe in. Tip off your sits bones, suction your navel to your backbone, scoop out your belly. Now we'll inhale to rotate left, exhale to come center. Inhale to rotate right, exhale to come center. So we're in a more challenging pose for a lot of people. Maybe some people have more challenge because their hips are so tight to stay tall. 4 more. And 3, navel to your backbone. 2. Last one, come center, breathe in, float your roller up. Exhale. And then peel all the way back down and let that, your shoulder blades, head, and arms come down last. Good job, everyone. Keep your roller there, bring your arms out, bring your feet in close to your hips and wide on your mat. And I'd like you to just rock your hips and knees all the way over to your right. Hold them there. Breathe into that position. Exhale. Sink into that position. Okay. Breathe into this position. Use your exhale to pull you back to the middle. Good. Rock to the other side. Breathe into this position. Fill up your ribs. Good. And on your exhale, just give in to that position. Breathe in again, let your ribs expand, your breastbone rise. Now on your exhale, draw your navel to your backbone, sink back between your hip bones and draw your knees back together. Good job. Okay, we're going to roll forward one more time. Let's bring the roller with us. Inhale, float the arms, nod the chin, and exhale to peel all the way up to sit tall. Good. Place the roller up at the top of your mat and come on to your hands and knees. We'll just give that lower back a little stretch because I know that can be a lot of work for your lower back. So hands on your shoulders, knees on your hips, tap your tailbone, lift your spine, look back between your knees. Lift your tailbone, drop your rib cage, open your chest and shoulders. And I want you to hold this tailbone lifted, sits bones wide position and glide your pelvis back and come forward. Glide back and come forward. Do 3. If you start to feel your tailbone tuck under, then you've gone far enough back. Good. And now tuck again. And then send your sits bones back to your heels. Glide your arms forward. Drop your forehead to the mat. Breathe up into those back ribs. Fill up your lungs. And exhale. Breathe in again. Good. And exhale. Good. And now come back to your hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Weight into your right hand, left knee, sweep your left hand high, look up towards that hand, and then unwind. Push into the left hand, right knee, sweep that right hand up, look up towards the right hand, and unwind. Breathe in to rotate to your left. Good job. Exhale to unwind. Breathe in to rotate to your right. Exhale to unwind. Let's do 2 more, 1 to each side. Exhale to unwind. Last one to the right. Exhale to unwind. Can you reach out and grab your block or your squishy ball? Okay, tuck your toes under. Breathe in here. On your exhale, get a little bit taller through your core. Push into your hands and toes. Hover your knees. We're going to send the knees to the left and then bring them to the middle. Send the knees to the right and bring them to the middle. Knees to the left, bring them to the middle. Knees to the right, squeeze that ball for me. Do 4 more. And 3, good. And 2, last one to the right. Come center, lower your knees and untuck your toes. Good, take the ball out. Come to your forearms. I have to take my socks off. I need to get some of those little Pilates socks. I've just decided, okay? Hands are under shoulder, or elbows are under armpits, basically. Knees are under hips, and there's no ball this time, okay? So actually, crawl up to the top of your mat. Tuck your toes and breathe in. And on your exhale, get wide from armpit to armpit and unweight your knees. Pull those tummy muscles back. Send one foot and then the other back into your plank. Open your hips, push your breastbone forward, pull your tummy muscles back, tilt your pelvis to the right and level it out. Tilt to the left and level it out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Do 4 and 3 and 2. Last one, level everything out. Good, draw one knee in, draw the other knee in, lower your knees, and untuck your toes. Nice work. Now I'll have you come down onto that side. Okay, let your head rest on your arm. Bottom knee can be soft, top leg is in line with your hip socket, okay? So I don't want it lifting too high yet. Okay, we're gonna inhale to lower it so it's almost touching the floor, and then exhale and bring it up above your hip, but reaching long still. No change through your middle. Inhale, take it almost to the mat. Exhale, reach it up, but no change in your core. Breathe in and exhale. So that leg's not rotated this time. Sometimes I have you really rotate it. I really want you thinking of the whole side of your body being long. So let's reach that top arm up. If that doesn't feel good, take it wider. But really think of the side of your hip and leg pushing as though something is resisting. 4. Exhale, 3. Exhale, 2. Last one. Very nice. Bring that leg back into its track. Lower your arm and lower your hip. Good job. Okay, we're going to do that on the other side right away. So spin around for me. There is method to my madness. I'm just going to have a sip of water. My watermelon flavored water this morning. Okay. So nice, long, strong line here. Let's take that arm up and over. Feel for the length in that top waistline. Lower your foot until it's almost touching the mat and then lift it up. Inhale and exhale. So you want to feel like you're pushing up against resistance. And if this shoulder doesn't like it, don't do it, okay? We're gonna do 5. Exhale, 4. Exhale, 3. Exhale, press that leg up. Good, hold, breathe in, and then lower your arm and lower your leg. Good. So now I want you to come up on your forearm with your legs straight, almost straight. So the bottom foot is forward and the top foot is back. So you should pretty much have your hips in the center of your mat. Your elbow is under your shoulder is under your ear. You can spread out that bottom hand. I soften my knees a little tiny bit to start. Breathe and float your top hand and exhale and peel your hips up, straightening out those legs. Push your hips high. Good. Now can you lower your pelvis just a little and lift? Lower, exhale, lift. Breathe in, exhale, lift. Do 5 more, and 4, nice, and 3, navel to your backbone, 2, last one, lower your hand and lower your hip. Good job. Okay, spin around for me. We're going to do that on the first side. Remember, bottom leg is forward, top leg is back, elbow under your underarm and shoulder, palm is spread out. Top arm comes up, really grow tall here, breathe in, exhale, press away. Good, now lower just a tiny bit and lift. Lower a tiny bit and lift. Breathe in and exhale. 5 more, and 4, and 3, and 2. Last one, good. Lower your top arm and lower your hip. Beautiful. Okay, come to your hands and knees. And can you bring your roller behind you and tuck it under your ankles? So it's right under your ankles. It's not resting on your feet at all. Okay, so you can almost have it almost at your shin, but not quite. Spread out your fingers. Make sure your index fingers are pointing directly forward. You're gonna roll your shoulders back a little bit, okay? Push your breastbone forward a little bit. So you're nice and tall in this position. Excuse me. Breathe in. On your exhale, push into your hands and your ankles and hover your knees. Nice. So breathe in to prepare, pulling your tummy muscles in. Extend your legs away. Breathe in, draw them back in. Exhale to reach. Breathe in, draw them back in. Exhale to reach. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 5 and 4 and 3. Navel to your backbone. And 2. Nice. Last one. Can you hold here and breathe in? Exhale, get a little taller through your core, and then draw your knees in and lower them back down to the mat. Good job. Okay, take the roller out. Let's send our hips back. Stretch your arms forward. Drop your forehead to the mat. Breathe up into those back ribs. Fill up your lungs. And exhale. Breathe in again. Nice, and exhale. All right, really sink into this. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Come right down onto your belly. Bring your hands to swan. Okay, hands are at the sides of your face. You're gonna let those elbows get heavy here. Breathe in. Exhale, pull your tummy muscles back. Push down into your hands and elbows to peel your breastbone away from the mat. Rounding your upper back. Open your chest and shoulders a little more here. And can you do that without pushing your chin forward? Good, just push your chest forward. Good, and now breathe in. Exhale, pull your front ribs up, pull your belly up, and you're going to lift your right leg and left, and right, and left. Exhale, 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 exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Level out those limbs. Sweep them to the edges of your mat. Pull them in. Inhale and exhale. You can draw your heels together, or you can keep your knees and toes pointed down. Let's do 5. Check those upper traps. Try to keep them easy. 3, navel to your backbone. 2, last one. Now sink your breastbone, tuck your chin. Can you keep your legs covered though? Send your hands up into a wide V. And again, your arms don't have to be poker straight, okay? But you can if it's comfortable. And lift your right hand and your left leg a little higher. And then switch. Exhale, switch, switch, and switch. Good, do 5, 4, 3, 2. Last set. Level out your limbs now. I want you to let your thighs and feet rest. Breathe in. Exhale, sweep your hands back, out through T, down to your hips. Peel your breastbone away from the mat. Rounding your upper back. Open your chest and shoulders. Breathe in and pulse your hands up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Breathe in. Exhale, sink your breastbone, tuck your chin, lower your head, and lower your hands. Nice work. Slide the right arm up over your head. Turn onto your right side. Soften the bottom knee a little. Extend the top leg long. Stretch it long. Lower it just about to the floor and then lift up. Inhale and exhale. Smooth and controlled. Focus on pulling your tummy muscles back. Pulling your ribs in. Keeping the spine long and strong and having a smooth motion with that knee and foot pointing straight forward. Can you do 3? Exhale, 2. And hold just at hip height. Inhale, draw the front of the circle. Exhale, draw the back. Inhale and exhale. Just 3 more. Feel for that back of your hip as you circle here. Last one. Switch directions. Inhale and exhale. Good. Exhale. Exhale. Good. Do 3. Exhale, 2. Last one. Good. Now lower that top leg back. Come up onto your forearm. Bottom leg is forward. Push away through your back trap muscles. Breathe in. Ready for this side lift. Exhale, peel up into your side lift. Top arm goes high. Good. Now this time, I want you to sweep that top arm under you, look back under your arm, and then open up. So it's an inhale and an exhale. And an inhale and an exhale. Do 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Nice work. Lower your hip and lower your arms. Spin those legs around to the other side. Come right down for side leg. Top leg is at hip height. Spine is long and strong. Lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale and exhale. Are you pulling those front ribs in? Good, wrap the back ribs in. Exhale, exhale. Good. 4 and 3. Think of having a load on top of that thigh and ankle. Good, and now you're going to inhale, draw the front of the circle. Exhale, draw the back. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 3 and 2. I shouldn't see any movement through your core here. Good, switch directions. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. You've got 3 more. 2. Last 1. Very nice. Stretch that leg long and then lower it slowly back down to the mat. Good job. Come up onto your bottom forearm. Top leg is back, bottom leg is forward. Push away through your back track, float your top arm, breathe in, exhale, press into your side, plank. Inhale to rotate under, look back, and then open up. Inhale and exhale. Good, breathe in and exhale. Do 2 more, good. And last one, very nice. Lower your hips and lower your arm. Perfect. Okay, come to your hands and knees for me. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. All right. So crawl right to the top of your mat. Roll your shoulders back and just glide your shoulder blades together. So it's like your body is dangling off your arms, okay? Like a cloth dangling down between 2 sticks, all right? And then push away like there's wind under those sticks, poofing up. Breathe in here. Really get full through your upper back, and now exhale. And feel the shoulder blades glide together and the core kind of dangle there. Breathe in again, glide your shoulder blades wide, like the wind is lifting a towel up that's attached. Good, and then come back to neutral. So index fingers are pointing straight forward. I want you to push down into your hands and think of trying to tear the paper towel apart under your hands. And then release that. And push down, think of pressing apart, and then release. Press the mat apart, and release. One more. Press the mat apart. Good. Lots of work through the upper shoulder there. That's good. And release. Now tuck your toes, breathe in. Push into your hands and toes, hover your knees. Good. Nice long body. You've got that little bit of press there, not a lot. Send one leg back and then the other, so you're in a nice long plank. And you're going to bend your elbows and press away. Bend them back. 4, 3, 2, last one. Good, now we're going to rotate. So I'm going to go towards you. You go in whichever direction feels right now. So we're in our side plank again. Get nice and tall here, nice and long, and hold. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in again. Good, exhale. I just want you to hold this and try to keep your spine long and your belly in. Good. And now slowly unwind. Okay, and we'll go to the other side. So turn your hips, turn your feet. Float your top arm, get tall from the crown of your head to your tailbone. Pull your belly in, knit your ribs. Breathe in and exhale. Good, slowly unwind, level everything out. Draw one knee to hover, draw the other knee to hover now. Send your sits bones high into triangle. So if the plank was out of your comfort zone, hopefully this is it, okay? So you're sending your breastbone towards your kneecaps. I sometimes walk my hands in a little bit more here. I like to feel like I'm reaching my breastbone towards my kneecaps. Okay, my arms are back, I'm pushing strong through my shoulders. Now inhale to come up on your toes. Exhale, press your heels towards the mat. Inhale to come up. Exhale to press. One more. Inhale to come up. Exhale to press. Now, push firmly into your right hand and your left foot and send your right leg high. Good. And now drag your knee towards your chest and press it away. Can you keep your hips square to the mat? Try not to give in to the rotation. Do 2 more. And last one. Press that heel high. Now come back into your hover with that right leg straight back still. Good. And then pull that knee in. Send the sits bones high back into triangle. Send your left leg high. Get strong through the back track muscles. Push away. Bend your left knee in. Press it high. Bend it in. Press it high. Breathe in and exhale. Do 2 more. And last one, can you hold the leg high? Bring your right knee back to hover so that left leg is long. Bring your left knee in, lower your knees, and then tuck your toes. Good, go wide with those knees. Send your hips back to your heels. Glide your arms forward. Drop your forehead to the mat. Breathe up into those back ribs. Fill up your lungs. And exhale. Breathe in again. And exhale. Nice, one more. Give in to gravity. Nice, and exhale. Okay, give your wrists a little roll there. Okay, so come up and you can just sit here and just roll your wrists around. Good, all right. And then we're gonna do one more little exercise on your hands and knees, okay? Adding lots of rotation, okay? I think everybody is up for this, I hope. So you're going to shift right hand, right knee, lift left knee, left arm, and then unwind. Shift left hand, left knee, lift right arm, and unwind. Inhale to rotate, exhale to unwind. Inhale to rotate, exhale to unwind. Do 4, good, and 3, navel to your backbone, and 2, good. Last one, come center. Good, let's make it a little more challenging, okay? So breathe in, rotate open, extend your top leg long, good, and then unwind. Let's take that back leg, or top leg back as we open and unwind. Exhale to rotate and unwind. And it's really the bottom hip that's doing the work. So press tall off that bottom hip. Make you pushing forward with your glutes. And let's do 4. Nice. And 3. Strong and long. Exhale 2. Nice. Last one. Good job. Unwind. Lower your hand, lower your knee. Can you send your left foot straight out to the side of your left hip and send your right hip back towards your heel and then come back up. Right hip goes right back towards your heel and come up. If that doesn't feel good on your knee, flex that right ankle, okay? Keep it back in line with your knee. One more, right back. Drop your elbows. Feel that little stretch on your left inner thigh, and then come back up. Bring the left knee in, or leg in. Kick the right leg out to the side. Send your left hip back to your heel and come forward. Send it back and come forward. So by flexing your ankle, you're taking a little bit of the, what's the word? Well, you're just keeping your knee in a better position generally. Do 3. But if it feels fine, untuck that toe. 2. Hold here, sink into that stretch. Feel for that right inner thigh. Breathe in. Good, and exhale. Come back up onto your hands and knee. Bring that right knee back in. Good, crawl up to the top of your mat. Sit down on your hips. Can you reach out and find your yoga strap? And we'll do our stretch for our hips and hamstrings. And I think we'll do our quads today too. So let's start with the center of the strap under your right foot. My strap is a little bit messed up here. Okay, just bring that right leg up over your hip. If your knee is soft, that's fine. I just want you to focus on rolling your leg bone around in your hip socket. Okay, so just make that nice and smooth. And really feel like it's getting deeper in your hip socket. I find this much easier if my leg's actually straight to kind of imagine that it's sinking down like a fence post in the ground. Now go back in the other direction and just close your eyes and really relax into this stretch, this release. Breathe in, bring that leg to still. Roll your knee in toward your chest and release some of the grip on your strap as you send your heel forward. Roll your knee in and send your heel forward. Inhale, roll your knee in, send your heel forward. Let's do 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Good, inhale and exhale. And now send your legs straight up. And I want you to stop bringing your leg closer when you come to that first feeling of tension. And I want you to hold that and deep, deep breath in through your nose. And on your exhale, just let the leg sink into that hip socket and feel that little bit of a stretch. It's not a big stretch, it's just a little, it's the start of your stretch. Inhale. If you haven't got your hands wrapped with the strap, do that one wrap around so you can let your arms relax and your upper shoulders and neck relax. It's easier to relax that way. Now breathe in again, and on your exhale, you're gonna bend your elbows a little bit and bring that leg just a little bit further into your stretch. And can you notice whether you need to tip your pelvis towards you or if you're able to stay neutral? If you're tipping your pelvis toward you, that's okay, but think of using those muscles to send your body into that position, as opposed to just flopping your back down. Good, hold there and breathe in. And now exhale and take the leg out so it's not in stretch. Turn your right pinky toe to the sky. Take both ends of your strap into your left hand. Let your right arm reach out to T. Okay, that right arm should be in a comfortable position and your right shoulder blade is heavy, and you're going to start to let the right leg fall across your body. Pause when it gets kind of stuck there, and then just give into that position. Okay, breathe in. And on your exhale, you're going to start to peel your hip away from your mat. Try to keep your right shoulder connected to the floor. It's probably not going to feel as heavy now, and that's okay. Breathe in and exhale. Nice, breathe in again. This is such a great stretch, and it hits so many places. So it doesn't just hit your hip and down your leg, but you can sometimes feel this right into your ankle or your foot. And I always feel it up through my right top waistline into my ribs. And sometimes if I really reach that right arm up, I can feel it at the back of my right shoulder. I love this rotation. Good. Now you can either sweep your leg down and around and out to T, or bring it up. Switch hands and out to T to the other side. Left glute should stay touching the floor. Right hip is open. Left hip can feel a stretch here. If you're really reaching out with that left arm and maybe up a little, let the right leg get really heavy. Breathe in. And now exhale and give in every muscle in the body. Just relax into that position. Breathe in. On your exhale, I want you to use that right arm and bring that right leg back up over your hip. Good. Take the strap off and just extend both legs for a moment. Let them rest. Notice if you feel nice flat right cheek and nice long right leg, and then switch. Left leg comes under the strap or foot goes into the strap. Good. Let your shoulders relax and start to circle that left leg bone around in your hip socket. So this should be nice and smooth. And then we'll go back in the other direction. Good, and breathe in. And exhale, good, and now roll the knee into your chest and then press it away. Roll it in and press it away. Breathe in and exhale. Good, breathe in and exhale. Let's do two more. Breathe in, bring it in. Exhale, take it all the way out. Breathe in. Exhale, take it all the way out. And now you're going to lift your leg with your hands and bring it to that first feeling of tension. Let the leg bone get heavy in the hip socket. Nice and heavy. Good. And breathe in. And exhale and pull to that first feeling of tension. Or if you are already there, you can go a little bit farther in. Feel for that nice stretch up the back of your thigh. Maybe into your calf muscles. And notice what your foot does here. Sometimes I start to notice my foot tipping in a little bit. Really push the ball of your foot under your big toe away here. Okay, because we want to keep that foot in its track and not just let it flop. Good, take it back out of the stretch. Now turn the pinky toe to the sky. Both ends of the strap are in your hand as you let the left leg fall across your body. So just take it part way and see how much adduction you can get in your hip there. And notice how that hip stretch will change a little bit. Just holding it there. And then really slowly peel that left hip away. And think of it pouring forward over to the right side of the mat. Left shoulder remains connected to the floor at least a little bit. Spiral your spine. Think about your ribs rotating for you. You can take the left hand a little higher if you want. Feel that length in your left waistline. Breathe in and exhale. I think this is the first time I've used the strap for the stretch this week in my Pilates classes, and it feels really good. I've used the roller every other time. All right, so we're going to take that leg over to the other side. Okay, strap into your left hand. Send the left leg out to T. Send the right arm out to help you stay grounded through the shoulders. Good, and hold here. And if you need more of an inner or back of the thigh, an inner thigh stretch, pull that leg up a little. Okay, I want you to have a nice long grip on the strap, or short grip, long arm on the strap. So if you need to, adjust so that your hand is closer to your foot. That can be quirky for your shoulder. If you're gripping your strap and your shoulder is rotating in that position, it's not always the best. Okay, breathe in and exhale. Breathe in again and exhale. Nice. Can you slowly and with lots of control release that right leg, bring everything back into its track. And I think if you want to, if you have time, you can release your neck with that little weighted ball. Just turn your face side to side. But we are after 10:30, just by a minute. So I'm not going to keep you because I know we all have lots to do leading into the Thanksgiving weekend. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you again very soon. I'm not here Monday.